What is going on YouTube? Carter here. Got another video for you. We're going to be taking a look at this Galaxy's Edge Legacy Kylo Ren lightsaber. But before we begin, let's fire this bad boy up. Okay, here we go. Galaxy's Edge Legacy lightsaber. Comes in this cool plastic display carry box. I love that. Has the New Order emblem right there letting you know what you're getting involved with, and that is users of the dark side. Really like this hilt. Galaxy's Edge can be hit or miss depending on which hilts you are getting. Some are better than others. They also have some inherent problems. But this one, the Kylo Ren, is kind of one of the top choices, at least in my opinion, of ones to get. I also really like the graphlexes they do. Some of the others, not so much. And I'll talk about that in another Galaxy's Edge lightsaber that I picked up. I'll do another video on that. But here we're going to talk about Kylo Ren. So before I begin, let's take a look at what you get. So you get the hilt, but you also get the side blades right here, as featured when I fired it up. The side blades are going to be underneath this main piece right there. So in case you're wondering, I know sometimes it can be tricky when you're wanting to know what all comes with it. Does it have the side blades? If so, where are they at? That's where they are. So because of those side blades, this one costs a little bit more than some of the other hilts. I believe about an extra 40 or 50 bucks. But like I said, you get those side blades and you get a very cool hilt. So why is this one of the best legacy lightsabers you can get? The reason, in my opinion, is the detail that you get, the paint application and the weathering that you get with this lightsaber, and the screen accuracy. Now, this isn't perfect. It's not super highly detailed, but compared to some of the other legacy sabers, this one, you get a lot for your money. When you're maybe contemplating, do I get a legacy saber? Do I get a custom saber? This is one of the situations where to replicate this on the custom side, you have to pay a lot of money. The reason for that is because the movie prop has weathering in it. Weathering is expensive. It's typically done by hand when you're looking at custom sabers. And so getting that in this package for the price point is just really, really good. Now, some of the other sabers, like if you're looking at the Graflex ones that are basically new in screen accurate in the movies, they're basically new. The disparity is a little bit different. You can buy a higher end saber for maybe double the price and you get double the features and it looks even more accurate than the legacy one. But here, you don't really get that. If you upgrade to like a NeoPixel, Xenopixel, LGT version of this saber, you are going to pay about almost double the price. Some things are going to be more accurate, but you're not going to get any of the weathering on here. You're going to have to either pay somebody to do that or try to do that by hand. And that can be difficult because to do it right, you really need an airbrush machine. Otherwise, you see a bunch of brush strokes and things like that, and it doesn't look that good. So this is just a good all-around saber. It's really cool to have. The other reason is legacy sabers, by nature, are super chunky. They're big, thick boys. The reason for that is the battery system that they have inside here. They take multiple off-the-shelf batteries as opposed to lithium batteries that you're going to see in more higher-end sabers. And so they have to support a big, thick battery unit, and they also have to support kind of their proprietary locking removable blade system. So because of that, they tend to be thicker than their movie counterparts. But in the case of Kylo Ren's, it is a thick lightsaber by nature in the movie. And so you don't get as much disparity when you buy this version. This one is a little bit thicker than the movie accurate version, but it's closer than most of the other legacy sabers. So let's take a look at the paint accuracy here. Got some decent detailing. You know, if you look too close, you can kind of see it's a little haphazardly applied, but at first glance, it looks pretty good. You've got an actual wire that's a separate piece that runs up here, the red wire, just a solid red wire. You've got painted blue wires here. I can't quite tell if these are an inserted piece. I think they're an inserted piece, but they are not actual wires, or they're not actual separate pieces of plastic. They're just kind of inset there. You can see the top engine. Some decent detailing. The colorization is a little bit off, but it does the job. It gives you the picture that you're looking for. You have the red cap right there, really shiny. It'd be nice if that was a little more matte, but what can you do? Got some highlights painted on there. We've got the lower engine piece right here. Here's the on-off switch. It will not turn on without a blade in it. Custom versions, more expensive versions, are going to use these buttons right here, which aren't actual buttons on here. In fact, you can barely even tell that that's what they're supposed to be. Here's the emitters. It does come with 3 plastic plugs that can go in there to protect right there. To remove the battery unit, you just unscrew this cap, pull it out. You're good to go. The other cool thing, and the reason why this is a little more expensive, is this has a proprietary belt clip system, but this comes with the appropriate belt clip so that you can actually wear this if you want to. Now that can be kind of problematic because like a lot of the legacy sabers, this is super heavy. It's made out of, I would assume, a zinc alloy. So it's not aluminum, it's not steel, it's somewhere in between. Zinc alloy is pretty dang heavy. It's pretty cheap, which is why they use it. So this is a very heavy hilt. So for display purposes and just kind of looking at, it's not a big deal. But I'm sure if you were to carry this around or swing it around, it's not going to be great. It is very handle heavy. So keep that in mind if you want to get it. But like I said, these Kylo Ren hilts can get so expensive. Being able to get something that looks pretty accurate, looks pretty good at the price point is pretty cool. So just like all the other legacy sabers, it has this proprietary lock-in system. So these are traditional LEDs running through here, so you do get full light up capability. However, you're going to see some gaps. It's not as good as pixel LEDs. And then you also don't get a lot of the effects that you'd get with pixel. In terms of sound capability, this just really has a single droning sound. It has clash. The clash is either non-responsive. It's difficult to get this one to clash. And I know it's up or down depending on the model you get. Some do better, some do worse. This one that I have is really bad. Half the time you'll smack this thing, you won't get a clash. And then if you do get a clash, it's like a second delay before it happens. So not the best, but you do get the light up effect with the unstable blade effect, which is pretty cool. And I'll put the blades back in and we will fire this up again and take another look. But I wanted to get a closer view of this hilt so that you know what you're getting if you decide to buy one. Kylo Ren is my favorite character in Star Wars. I will die on that hill. I think he's just awesome, and I want to see more of him. I'm hoping he's in future movies. So let's go ahead and put the blades in. Just like all the others, you kind of insert it in. I just spin it until it starts to sink, and then once you push it all the way in, you'll get the sound indicating that the blade's in. And then you do another twist, and it will lock. There we go. It can be a little hard to finagle. Make sure it's in all the way. Do the same thing with the side blades. You can turn this on without the side blades. However, you cannot turn on the side blades without the main blade. So the main blade is the trigger to allow the hilt to turn on at all. And without the side blades, you get no illumination or anything like that inside the quillins here. So let me go ahead and throw those in and we'll take a closer look at it all fired up again. Okay, here we go. So you're going to see the blades light up with the main blade first and then the side blade second, just like it should. You can hear the sound. Unstable sound. It's not too loud, but you can hear it. It does its job. You can see the flickering of the blade here. Once again, you can see the pattern of the LEDs. I don't know if that's coming through in the camera. So not the best, but with all the lights off, it looks pretty good. Let's see if we can get this thing to clash. There we go. You also get the stabbing effect. If you thrust and then stop abruptly, you'll get a clash sound as well. Kind of hard to do behind the camera. And just like firing it up, the side ones shut down first, and then the main one shuts down. So in my mind, this blows the Elites out of the water, the Hasbro Black Series and then the Hasbro Elite. I like this one better. The original Black Series, I used to own that one. Couldn't remove the blades. That sucked. I like to display these as hilts without the blades. The Elite Series, you can remove the blades, but the paint application is not quite as good. So if you can, if you're at Disneyland, I would recommend picking one of these up. I don't know if it's worth paying the extra markup, buying them secondhand or from a mule who goes there and buys them and resells them. Not sure about that, but if you're at Disneyland parks and you like Kylo Ren, I would definitely recommend picking this one up, probably more than some of the other ones they have there. This one's done quite well, pretty movie accurate, has a lot of detail, and a pretty fun piece for the money. So, all right, guys, that's it. Quick look, Legacy, Galaxy's Edge. I'm out of here.